Topping our news this week, remembering 9/11 in Shelby Township, how local officials came together to honor the lives lost and the heroes that became known from a day that changed the world. Charlie?
From 10 minutes to 5 minutes to now 3 minutes, the time you can speak during board meetings is going down. And coming up, why some residents aren't happy.
And it's a balancing act. We'll take a look at the new proposed budget for Macomb County in the next year. We'll bring you all of this plus much more on this edition of Shelby This Week. Hello and welcome to Shelby This Week. Residents wanting to speak during board meetings will have to talk a little quicker. The Board of Trustees just voted to cut public comment time by 2 minutes. Charlie Cadotto tells us why some residents say it censors their opinion.
Before 2008, residents who wanted to speak during board meetings had 10 minutes to do so. But that year, board members cut the time to 5 minutes. Now a new change has some residents angry. If you want to speak during board meetings, you only have 3 minutes.
I think this new format will give everyone equal opportunity to say what they want to about any of the items up front.
Yes, Mr. Churchill, and then I'll come to you.
Changes to Shelby Township's public comment system has some people riled up.
And I'm surprised that you board members would even consider it.
The new public comment system will give residents a chance to talk for 3 minutes, either at the end of the meeting or before. That's 3 minutes total before you're cut off.
It takes time. You have to put things together and be organized. 3 minutes is not enough.
Shelby Township Supervisor Rick Stathakis says neighboring communities like Macomb Township and Rochester Hills have a similar system in place. He says past board meetings have gone on for too long, and it's time to make public comment more effective.
It's not really about time as much as it is about opportunity to come before the board trustees. It's their board.
But some residents say public comment should be open during the meeting too, because they may have additional questions about an agenda item halfway through.
You shouldn't have the questions because all the questions that were that were asked today contained in the backup.
The backup is an explanation of agenda items, and it's available online before meetings. Filer says too many questions slows things down.
Motion carries, Mr. Chairman.
Nothing slowing down the board, though. 5 board members voted yes, enough to move that new system forward. For Shelby This Week, I'm Charlie Cadotto.
Fire crews have ruled out suspicious circumstances as they continue to investigate a blaze that killed one man in a Shelby Township apartment. The fire was contained to the 37-year-old's Spring Hill apartment located on Bryan and Auburn roads. Residents in 3 of the units were displaced, and the complex is still working to fix the smoke damage in the hallways and the laundry room. Crews were able to knock the fire out in less than 30 minutes, but the investigation into how it happened is ongoing. It's been 15 years since the tragic events of September 11th killed almost 3,000 people. Now that day, still marked with sadness, is rightfully named Patriot Day, and communities all over the country came together for it. Oh, the township held a ceremony for Patriot Day honoring the lives we lost and the survivors that emerged from it, planned by Vietnam combat veteran Phil Randazzo. The placement of the wreath was done by the Shelby Township Honor Guard, and retired Air Force Major David Van Ash spoke along with a local pastor and our own police and fire chiefs.
When tragedy struck our great nation by the horrific acts of evil, we all remember where we were at that moment, what we were doing when we heard the news. A moment that changed our nation. 2,996 people lost their lives that day as a result of the attacks, of which 343 firefighters and 60 police officers. These acts of terror were meant to frighten and scare our nation, but it didn't. It only strengthened and unified us.
Go back and watch video that is available of the smoking, ominous towers that were on fire and put yourself in the minds and bodies of the firemen that were racing to the location. The police officers that had no gear, no oxygen, no protective coats. What were they thinking? Will I be going home today? Will I ever see my children again? And you know what the voice told them? No, you will not. However, for service and duty, you will go anyways.
The day was also marked with a siren salute. You can watch the ceremony in its entirety on Shelby TV. Macomb County is moving forward with a balanced budget. County Executive Mark Hackle says this is the 6th consecutive year submitting a balanced budget for the 2017 general fund. The fund totals $242.1 million. Next year's priorities are establishing a nurse-family partnership program, an e-filing system, and fixing local roads and bridges, among other projects. The executive's 2017 budget also includes a 3-year forecast and a 6-year trend comparison for revenues and expenditures. And Labor Day weekend is considered one of the deadliest holidays for drivers on the road. But this year, Michigan State Police say traffic deaths were down. This year, there were 9 deaths compared to last year with 15. Michigan State Police continue to remind motorists to avoid distractions behind the wheel and to refrain from drinking and driving. With local and national elections revving up for November, it seems like everyone is divided between Republicans and Democrats. But bipartisan members from a certain county department put those views aside to talk about Lake St. Clair and to throw support in the same way.
It was here at the Lake St. Clair Metro Park where a group of ex-Macomb County Water Quality Board commissioners endorsed Candace Miller for County Works Commissioner. With an empty beach behind them, ex-members of the Macomb County Water Quality Board stated their thoughts on the direction of the upcoming election and the management of the waters here in southeastern Michigan. The Macomb County Water Quality Board was created at the request of the 1997 Blue Ribbon Commission on Lake St. Clair, where for 14 years before it was disbanded, Doug Martz served as the board's only chairman.
We dealt with Democrats and Republicans all through it, and we kept this a nonpartisan issue. We all need water to drink. That's what it boils down to. That's our drinking water out there. Look, this lake, this summer when we were in the drought, was the cleanest I've seen it since '94 when this all started. It was blue like the St. Clair River in Lake Huron. The Clinton River even turned blue. We had no beach closings. It just goes to show you, if we get rid of these sewer overflows, this lake can fix itself, and so can the river. Immediately after we had the big rains again, boom, beaches closed. Clinton River's chocolate brown. The lake today looks better, but because we haven't had any, rain in a couple days. But again, beach closings back. The shoreline's smelling again. And I had a meeting with Candace, and she said she would address the problems, and I believe it because she addressed things when she was in Congress.
Peggy Kennard, who is a Democrat, served on the Water Quality Board as a member of the Macomb County Board of Commissioners. And she believes the condition of our lake is more important than towing a party line.
I love our Lake St. Clair, and I feel that it's such an important issue that has to go beyond party politics and party affiliation. To me, Candace, I've known her since the early 80s. She has that dedication, that deep dedication to the water. It's part of who she is. And I just believe it is so important to have somebody with her leadership and her commitment to Lake St. Clair in that position. Because it means so much to me and to future generations. So I have to go beyond party politics to support who I feel will do the best job in that position.
Just thought to myself, we do not have to live this way. We do not have to.
Congresswoman Miller is no stranger to the waters of Lake St. Clair, where she helped spearhead a water quality testing program that for a while was one of the most advanced in the world. But due to budget cuts, the structure of the system was shut down. So just add this up to another wave in the battle for Macomb County Public Works Commissioner coming up in November. For Shelby This Week, I'm Arthur Schenk.
Still ahead on Shelby This Week, grab your pet and your chopper. We've got information on a fundraiser that will help homeless animals, both wild and stray. And it's been a record year for harvests in Michigan, but not in a good way. Find out why farmers are having to sell their crops at a reduced price next. A state lawmaker is proposing a hands-off legislation, literally, by taking the phone out of your hand while driving. 70 to 100 traffic deaths this year were the result of distracted driving. So State Representative Martin Howrlack is proposing if police see you texting, talking on your phone, or even holding a phone while driving or temporarily stopped, you'll be ticketed. The first ticket is $250. The second one will be $500 and 2 points on your license.
If you want to go ahead and holster it into an apparatus that's made by the car companies, so be it, because radios are held inside of an apparatus, which is your dashboard. If you want to have it hands-free and talk to somebody, I don't think you're going to go ahead and do anything other than talk while you're watching the road. It's when you physically take your eyes off the road, looking down at a device or looking away from the road, that you cause these accidents. And when the representative from Troy had a rear-end collision from somebody who wasn't paying attention, he felt, you know what, enough is enough. Well, enough has been enough for a long time.
If your phone is mounted to your dash, you may use One Touch to make phone calls or bring up your GPS app. And Shelby Township Police are in support. Chief Robert Schlide released a statement to Shelby TV saying, quote, "Traffic crashes are preventable, and it's imperative that all drivers keep their eyes on the road and hands on the wheel." The entire law enforcement community remains dedicated to serving the public by keeping all motorists safe through education and enforcement initiatives. Together, we can save lives and prevent injuries. And if the bill isn't voted on this session, lawmakers will revisit it in 2017. For parents of kids with autism or other special needs, taking them places can be stressful. Well, now there's a safe place for kids to play and interact, and Macomb County officials are getting together for their own tour now that the ribbon is cut on Play Place. The Play Place is in Sterling Heights and is a one-of-a-kind facility in the entire world that provides therapeutic overtones. The nonprofit organization provides a fun-filled, judgment-free haven for families affected by autism. And they have everything from a carousel to an art room to a Lego castle. County Executive Mark Hackle says this is a kind of safe haven for kids and their families that you'll find nowhere else.
In a facility like this that gives kids with those special needs to say, you know what, I feel comfortable coming to this place, and even the families do, because otherwise sometimes out in public it's a challenge for them, and unfortunately so. So I've been talking to some of the family members already here with some of their children, and the first question I ask them is, how is it from your child's perspective being here? And they just light up. They talk about how special this place really is, giving their kids that ability to socialize, interact, and really just have some fun and be who they are.
Play Place is open for everyone right now, and it's located on Technology Park Drive in Sterling Heights off 18 Mile near Mound Road. For more information on the facility and all it has to offer, head to autisticplayplace.org. The Macomb County Animal Control is hosting a fundraiser to help homeless animals as it takes strides to do more for pets in the county. Join animal control officials and County Executive Mark Hackle at the annual Dogs and Hogs fundraiser at the Wolverine Harley-Davidson on Saturday, September 17th at 6 p.m. There will be food, drinks, live music, and raffles, and all funds raised will benefit the Macomb County Animal Welfare Fund. Tickets are $30 in advance, $40 at the door, and all donations are tax deductible. For more information, head to the Macomb County Animal Control's Facebook page. Usually when you see a 5K, there's people running and walking, but for this one, you're going to see some four-legged friends as well.
The Macomb Literacy Partners are having their first ever Run, Walk, and Wag on Saturday, September 24th at Riverbends Park starting at noon.
We've done 5 and 10K runs before, but we thought this would be really fun because people love their dogs, and it's going to be a family event. We'll have a 5K run and walk. We'll have family yappy hour following. We're going to have a canine costume contest. So we're really looking forward to it, and we're hoping people will be very receptive to the idea.
The funds raised will benefit a Macomb County organization that has helped so many individuals learn life-changing skills.
Macomb Literacy Partners has been helping people in Macomb County since 1984. We recruit, train, and pair volunteer tutors with adults who need help learning to read and write in Macomb County. We have about 150 students right now. They meet throughout the county at libraries, and they meet for at least 2 hours every week to work on the students' personal reading goals.
So mark, or should I say bark, your calendar for Saturday, September 24th for the Macomb Literacy Partners' first ever Run, Walk, and Wag. And let Fido join you as you raise money for a great cause. I'm Paul Moore reporting for Shelby This Week.
Rochester's Municipal Park in downtown area was transformed into one of the best fairs for the annual Arts and Apples Festival. Arts and Apples had more than 290 art exhibits from across the country, selling things like paintings and sculptures. And of course, there was live entertainment throughout the weekend and good food, including an apple dessert bake-off. Money from the festival went to the Paint Creek Center for the Arts, a nonprofit organization. If you buy local fruits and vegetables, you might have noticed your cucumbers are tasting a bit bitter this year. Well, there's a reason for that. Educators with Michigan State University Extension say a severe lack of rain during the growing season in Michigan has resulted in a reduction of field crops, both in quantity and quality. These crops include corn, wheat, and soybeans, to name a few. Farmers say their crops ripened early, making a lot unsellable. In the coming fall months, you may notice pumpkins, the state's fourth largest vegetable crop, are on the smaller side as well. Farmers say they've had to reduce prices for their already reduced harvest. And next on Shelby This Week, sportsman skills in the great outdoors. How our nature center is keeping kids off their electronics and outside. Nick?
It's the final day of baseball here at Jimmy John's Field in downtown Utica. Coming up, we'll take you inside the festivities at the championship game.
Hi residents of Macomb County, I'm your Chief Animal Control Officer, Jeff Randazzo, and I just want to take a moment and talk to you about the Gibraltar Trade Center adoptions. One, we're very thankful to Gibraltar Trade Center for allowing us to do adoptions, and ever since its inaugural grand opening on August 29th, we have adopted out more than 50 animals every Saturday from 10 to 2. So if you are looking for a pet or family member, we'd love for you to come there. Again, it's Saturday 10 to 2 over at Gibraltar Trade Center in Mount Clemens. And we bring all the animals, the homeless animals, here from Macomb County Animal Control that were picked up in your community. So it's your way of getting involved. And thank you for all your support. We truly are blessed to have you here.
Kids got to learn all about fire starting, outdoor skills, and how to shoot a bow and arrow at the Burgess Shad Bush Nature Center.
Perfect. Doing a great job, my friend.
It was all part of the Sportsman Skills and Deer Day event. Kids learned about the tracking the white-tailed deer and the habitat they live in, and they also got their turn at trying to shoot at targets. All skills sportsmen really should know. For more events and programs the Nature Center puts on, head to the Parks and Recreation tab on shelbytwp.org. The Eisenhower Eagles are off to a good start this season. We've got highlights from their win against Roseville.
The Eagles trying to carry their luck into Roseville to face the Panthers. Ike would put their foot on the gas and wouldn't let up Jacob Albright for their first touchdown. After a mishandled snap, Max Whitworth scrambles right, throws to the back of the end zone, and connects with Jack Morris. That was just one of their 2 touchdown completions on the night. Ike pulling ahead even more. This time, Jack Preventure to put the score at 28-0. Backup quarterback Brandon Hicks. Quarterback draw. And they're up at the half, 42-0. Sebastian Puda. Late in the fourth quarter, to bring us to our final score, Eisenhower Eagles 49, Roseville Panthers 0.
This group did a great job preparing. They prepared just like we prepared the last 2 weeks for the game, and they came out and I told them they just got to come out here and take care of business, and they did a great job.
And one season down and many more to go, Nick Buckler was at the first ever championship game for the United Shore Professional Baseball League to talk with officials about their inaugural season, and of course, to take in a ball game.
Fans packed Jimmy John's Field one last time Sunday for the championship game that wrapped up the inaugural season for the USPBL.
We measure our success by the testimonials as well, and we didn't have just hundreds of testimonials. We literally had thousands from every family that basically came here, and that's really great for me because I know they're having a great time and I know that we're impacting lives in a very positive way.
As far as the game itself went, the Unicorns came out on top 5-0, but fans got a great experience every night with entertainment before, during, and after each game.
75 degrees and sunny, just a really festive crowd, and on top of that, there are a lot of Beaver fans here and a lot of Unicorn fans, which at the start of the season, nobody knew one team for the other.
The league produced 5 players who were eventually signed to major league organizations, which is more than anyone expected.
We were hoping to get 1 player signed by a major league organization. We wound up getting 5, and there's an excellent chance that we'll have 2 or 3 more players signed here at the end of the year. And that's great because what it does is it just raises the bar and the level of competition in baseball. It was already a really, really good product. It'll be even a better product next year at this time.
And that does it for the first season here at Jimmy John's Field of the United Shore Professional Baseball League. Commissioner Andy Appleby did say to be on the lookout for 1 to 2 more teams next season, and that gets underway next May. For Shelby This Week, I'm Nick Buckler.
And that's it for us here at Shelby This Week. You can watch us all the time at shelbytv.org. And for updates on everything you've heard about today, head to Shelby TV Facebook page. We'll leave you now with more scenes from Patriot Day. Thanks for watching.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the